Jed McKeehan, and today we're going to talk about what pain and suffering means. Okay, that's a term we hear a lot in personal injury cases. What is your pain and suffering worth? I've experienced pain and suffering. Well, it's hard to define what that actually means. So let's break it down. So, say your foot is broken, you will have short term and long term effects to that. Short term, you may not be able to walk. You may need to hire someone to help you around the house. And long term, you may have a limp or some sort of scarring from surgery. Okay. That defines pain and suffering, but it's hard to put a dollar number on that. And it's kind of a moving target as to what that means. Some people want to talk about pain and suffering in regard to mental or emotional abuse. They'll say, I want to sue my spouse for the mental abuse I've experienced, all the depression and anxiety I've gone through. And I'll say, well, have you ever gone to a counselor or a psychologist for this mental abuse? And they'll say, well, no. Well, respectfully, you have experienced no pain and suffering because you haven't sought any treatment for it or been diagnosed as having any pain and suffering. So when we talk about pain and suffering, we want to be as definite as possible as to what that means. When you tell me you have pain and suffering, explain to me what you think that means. Don't just use some vague term that you've heard. Tell me, okay, well, I'm not able to work in the garden anymore. And that used to be what brought me joy. I used to be able to take side jobs, mowing lawns or cleaning houses. And I can't do that anymore. And I have to sit and ice my feet at night. That's something definite, real that we can put our hands around and explain to the other side and ask for compensation for. So when we talk about pain and suffering, hard to define, but it's important that we tie it down as much as possible. You can find out more about this legal issue and other legal issues by going to my website, attorney-knoxville.com. You can also view my other YouTube videos.